Welcome to another episode of Unprepared. Today, I got a bunch of information coming to us straight from the source, straight from Klaviyo. Jake, welcome to the show. You guys are doing an amazing job. I'm not looking at the right camera. It's funny, I have the two cameras set up. You guys are doing a great job of collecting all this data from not only the people using your platform, but you're actually doing surveys. I'll let you talk about it because you definitely are way more familiar with what's going on over there than I am.
Yeah, thanks, Chase. Fun to share. So it's been kind of crazy over the past month when this all kind of hit. We tried to figure out what we could do to be valuable for people on our side. And I work on the marketing team at Klaviyo, and our little mantra internally is value every day. Like, what can we do that's valuable every day? So we're trying to figure out what would be helpful. And what we heard from merchants is when everything kind of hit middle of March, people were like, what the hell is going on and what is going to happen? And so we put a ton of energy into trying to figure that out. So as you mentioned, we have surveys going. We've had over, I think the last count I saw was 5,000 responses all in. And then we redeployed some of our data scientists internally to look at all of our data around the world, which is across 32,000 brands and tens of millions of buyers. And we're publishing that every day so that people can see like what the heck's going on. And then we're, of course, pairing that with strategies so they can figure out what they should do to make the right choices to succeed.
I love that. Like, what can I do to add value? That's where this whole little, Unprepared series came from. I was like, well, I'm stuck at home. Everyone's stuck at home. I'm sure we can just figure out a way to do these webcam calls quickly.
Totally.
So enough about me. Let's get into some numbers.
Yeah.
Everything hit the fan about mid-March.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the numbers kind of say that as well. What has kind of happened since then? What are the trends that are most surprising, I guess?
Yeah, great question. So overall, sales since early March on e-commerce, at least across the 32,000 customers that we see, are up about 30%. I think we would all kill for 30% growth month over month. So that's like crazy. And what's been really interesting is this is in the context of the retail report. I don't know if you guys saw it from the census yesterday that reported that overall consumer spending in the United States was down 8-9%. So you've got like normal retail spending down and then consumer spending on e-commerce brands way up. Now, obviously, not every e-commerce store is doing great. We're seeing in all categories, some good, some bad. But there are certain categories that are doing way better than others. So actually, can I share my screen? Am I able to do this?
Yeah, let's see if that works.
Let's try. Share screen. Desktop too. Can you see this?
I can see it.
All right, sweet. So this is our website. If you want to see this on your own, just click on this green header bar. And it takes us to this. This is the page where we're just publishing everything. But one of the things that we added is all of this aggregate information. So this is what I was talking about where sales is up 30%. We're about to publish the April to April 15th, which just goes like that. But basically, you can see that starting March 15th, like, wham, there's a new slope to growth. And this is across 19,000 companies around the world. We also are publishing, this is the stuff I want to show you, by industry, day over day, what are sales happening as compared to last year. And this one's the most startling to me. So this is all apparel and accessories. And what you can see is like things are trending pretty sweet in the start of the year, right? Things are looking good.
It was starting to get warmer. People were starting thinking about their new wardrobe for the summer. And
100%.
Then March 15th is the day.
And like, it was scary. We heard reports of brands that are like really, really good saying our sales just dropped 85% like overnight. And you can see it in the data. Like this year, sales were lower than sales last year for these brands. And it's the same set of brands. This is the same businesses. But look what's happened since then. It's been crazy. And so, I'm happy to see this. We think that actually most of this growth appears to be in apparel brands that are in fitness or in comfort, not luxury, not shoes as much. But anyways, it's happening.
That makes sense. I mean, if you just take a outside perspective on it, people aren't spending money at bars and restaurants as much. They have a lot more income that they can invest in essentially products online. So like, it's not like there's more money out there. It's just, it can't be spent where people were normally spending it. So e-commerce is actually kind of winning.
Exactly.
What are some of the other ones that are, well, these are crazy numbers.
Yeah. I mean, look at electronics.
Yeah,
we were just talking about buying that stuff.
Yeah, except we can't get like the cool cam links or the webcams that we want. That's why we're using our iPhones on tripods above our computers and getting confused on which one to look at.
But this is like people are buying like game consoles, they're buying drones, they're buying iPads, they're buying new monitors, computers. We did a survey from our consumer side. It seems that people who are recently unemployed are actually increasing their spending on electronics, mostly because their work stuff isn't available anymore if they're in like a white-collar position or service worker, and they are now buying stuff to go look for jobs and like start side projects and all that kind of stuff. So it's like crazy. Food and beverage is no surprise. Home and garden is up because people who are at home and have houses like want to make it nicer.
Yeah, I mean, I redid my my flower bed like probably within the first week that we had the stay-at-home order here in Ohio.
Right, that's right here. Like, boom. Then my favorite one, so health and beauty, we've heard a ton. People who have like routines, they're replenishing their products, but they're also buying new stuff to try because they want to feel normal.
Yep, we've got a client in that space, and she's having some record sales.
Yep, sporting goods is up.
That makes sense. You're bored. You got to go to the park.
This is my favorite one. So this is toys and hobby spending is up. And so, which is like maybe a little counterintuitive, but people basically are bored at home and they want to do stuff that's fun. And so they're spending here. And in particular, we did this deep dive on New York City. We looked at just sales in New York City, and toys and hobby spending is up 130% since before the outbreak.
That's insane. I want these people to tell me what their hobbies are because Magic cards are expensive.
Yeah, right. So it's been wild. Office supplies is up. It's been wild to look at this and see everything that's going on. And what we've started to do is we started to predict the future a little bit. I'll show you this cool article I wrote just because it's a helpful visual. Actually, yeah, it's fine. I can show it this way. It's down here. Here. Do you know the hierarchy of needs?
I've heard of it, and I would be lying if I said I remembered how it worked.
All right, sweet. So Abe Maslow is this sociologist and psychologist in the 1950s or somewhere in there, like mid-1900s. And he had he built this, the hierarchy of needs, and he was trying to understand, you know what I'm talking about. So what we've sort of predicted 2 weeks ago, which is kind of coming true, is that e-commerce spending, or consumer spending, I should say, is following this.
Yeah, it was actually Jimmy Kimmel made a joke about this in a video I watched this morning.
Did he really?
Yeah. They were like, week one was food and hand sanitizer, like moving into safety and stuff. It was hilariously, as a joke, it was almost structured around this.
Okay, can you send that to me? That's awesome.
I will find it. Yeah.
So we published this on April 3rd.
Yeah, it makes sense.
All this is coming true.
Here's the thing: once you know that you're safe and this is just the new norm, it's like, all right, how do I get back into just living my life? I'm bored. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So we got about a minute left here. Before you go, is there anything else that I haven't asked you that like you think is worthwhile in sharing?
I guess just like for anyone who watches this, we're updating that page every single day. We're publishing, I think we're at 20 pieces of content a week around fresh data that's coming out, predictions of what's coming, and then deep dives. So if anyone wants, it's literally free. We're trying to get it out so people can make better decisions and understand what's happening. If anybody wants access to it, number one, go to klaviyo.com and click on that green header bar that I showed. Number two, if you have questions or you want us to dig into anything, send me an email. I'm jake.cohen@klaviyo.com. Would love to help and share.
Awesome, Jake. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks for having me.